The Bengals are in first place, not only in the AFC North, but in the AFC, and that has people distracted and not talking about Sunday's game. Hi again, everyone. I'm James Rapien with AllBengals.com and Cincinnati Bengals Talk, reporting from Rapien Manor because, well, on Thursday afternoon, it was pouring in downtown Cincinnati as I went to Paul Brown Stadium for practice. And while I was able to take in some of practice and talk to some of the players during the media availability, I noticed, even myself, we're all caught up in what's gone on over the first 7 weeks of the season. Jamar Chase setting records. Joe Burrow looks elite despite coming off of a knee injury. All of these great things are happening. Zach Taylor 1 win away from equaling his win total in 8 weeks if they can beat the Jets on Sunday versus the first 2 years of his Bengals tenure. So there's a lot of things that can, that are in motion, that are moving, that have the fans everywhere excited, national attention. And so this video, we're going to get to predictions and all that stuff, but this is more about Sunday's opponent, the Jets, because what the Bengals are trying to do is go on the road and win back-to-back-to-back games. And they're 10.5-point favorites. A lot of people, nationally, locally, and rightfully so, expect the Bengals to roll Mike White, Robert Saleh, and this entire New York Jets team. And while the expectation should be that's exactly what it should be. Because if the Bengals, much like going into that Detroit game, if the Bengals are as good as it seems like a lot of people think they are now, this is a game that they should do that in. But something that I'm looking forward to seeing this week is how this team responds to the success, how this team responds to their family members shooting them text messages and videos and clips and people from, even if you hate him, Stephen A. Smith, right? Saying that Jamar Chase is hands down the rookie of the year. He would take Joe Burrow over Lamar Jackson, all of these things to people admitting they were wrong in the Sewell versus Chase debate, to people thinking, maybe the Bengals can be legitimate contenders, not only for a playoff spot, but in the AFC. They are the AFC's number one seed. And so there's all of that. But how are the Bengals going to respond to that? It takes a certain maturity. It takes a certain, I've been here, done that before. And most of this roster hasn't been there. And they haven't done it before, including Joe Mixon, including Akeem Davis-Gaither. Here's what Joe Mixon had to say on Thursday when I asked him about this national attention, and then you're going to see a clip from Akeem Davis-Gaither as well. But first, here's Joe Mixon on the love the Bengals have received this week.
To be real, I ain't even been seeing it like that. I've seen probably something on Twitter, but to be real, I really don't care about it. We've never really had that, and the times we did, it's always been in a negative way. So we don't buy into the hype. At the end of the day, we just got to go out here, between these white lines each and every week and play, hard-nosed football. We play Bengal football. So at the end of the day, whatever anybody say, good or bad, we know what we got in the locker room. We know what we're going to come with each and every week. And, what we do, when we come out here and we look forward to, coming out and dominating the football game. And that's pretty much, the Bengal way and how we've been doing it over these past few weeks. And, we're just going to continue to build and get better. Like I said, I don't really care about, national attention or media for real.
Nah, for myself, I don't think so. But for other guys, I'm pretty sure everybody blocking out the noise, to staying focused. Because, the goal wasn't just to go 5-2 or beat Baltimore. So we got more stuff to prove, more games to play, so we just got to stay focused on ourselves.
It doesn't surprise me that that's the answer, but just like anything else, you have a good month at work if you're in sales. I've been there, used to work in sales. Do you let off the gas a little bit the first couple days of that next month? Well, this is that next month for the Bengals. How do they respond? Thursday's practice was rainy, pouring rain. I do wonder how much work they actually were able to get done and get in. And, maybe they waited till the rain to subside. But it basically rained from about 12:30 through 3:30 30-ish, and that's about the time I'm recording this right now. So how much work did they truly get in? They were able to go through the walkthrough, and so it's one of those things where the mature teams are able to take out Baltimore on the road and then move forward and handle business. And I do think they're set up for that when you have a guy like Joe Burrow who sets such a standard that the standard's always here. And I'm not saying the Bengals are going to get upset by the Jets. It's just we're not really talking about Sunday's matchup much. And maybe that's the right take. But at least in-house, Joe Mixon seems to think this Jets defense could give them some problems. And so I was like, okay, let's look up what they do well. And the Jets, they have had a bye, but they've only given up 7 passing touchdowns this year, which when you look at Joe Burrow, he's thrown for 17. That part is interesting. They're tied with the Bengals and a few other teams with the 3rd fewest passing touchdowns given up. And the interior of this defensive line could certainly have an advantage over the Bengals' interior offensive line. And the other thing is Joe Mixon really, when asked about the defensive line of the Jets, not only praised the D-line, but he says the entire front 7 is really, really good. Here's Mixon on the Jets defense.
To be honest, their front 7 is solid. They got 4 monsters on the D-line. Their linebackers I played against C.J. Mosley. He a dog. I don't know Quentin Williams' brother, but I mean he a dog. I think he a rookie, but I mean he be making plays like he's a playmaker. They got the guy from Florida, and he's been a monster in the tape, but he's been hurt. But I mean, I know what they have over there. You know what I'm saying? And ain't nothing gonna be easy. Like we know what type of game it's gonna be. We didn't been in that position to where we're 0 and whatever, but at the end of the day, we coming into a dogfight. So with that being said, we know what we're gonna get from them, and we're not gonna just go in there sleeping on any team because of we know what these guys are capable of. So we got to go in there, right off the bat and go and attack. And then right off of that, we just got to keep on going, playing complementary football, have things take care of itself. But like I said, we know what team that we're going up against, and trust me, we're not sleeping on them.
And I think that's the right mindset to have. And you certainly hope they get off to a strong start like Mixon mentioned. Because if you go up against the Jets, and this will be one of my keys, spoiler, if you go up against the Jets and you punch them in the mouth 3 times in the first quarter and it's 13-0, 14-0, 17-0, 21-0, they're not recovering from that with Mike White. It would be extremely hard. The Bengals would have to turn the ball over a bunch, have a bunch of miscues, really just let up for that to happen. Now, if they're down 7-3 at the end of the first quarter and they get off to a slow start on offense and the defense is playing okay, but they give up a touchdown drive, well, then maybe, and you just don't want, you want to leave no doubt and you want to shut the door on all of these guys from the Jets that can play, like Mixon said, on the possibility of them going from 1-5 to 2-5. Because regardless of who's at quarterback, this Jets team lost 54-13 last week. 54-13. And if you jump on them early, they're going to say, oh, here we go again. We don't even have our 2nd overall pick at quarterback. Here we go again. All right, they're not going to dive in and make that tackle. They'll make business decisions. Well, the Bengals want to put the Jets in a position to make business decisions early on Sunday. We're going to have more on this game, on this matchup on Friday, including a prediction and so much more. And if you missed our chat earlier this week with Mo Egger, I think it's a pretty good one. You should check that out. And like I said, I've been asked about this on Twitter. I've even gotten a few text messages. We do have a big announcement coming soon. And, I'm not trying to overhype it, but it's something I'm really excited for. And I think you will be too. I think it's going to add to the channel. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell so you get notified every time we post, because you're getting clips here. You're going to get exclusive coverage on your Cincinnati Bengals that you're not getting anywhere else. So until next time, for our editor, Andrew Fox Miller, I'm James Rapine. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk.